Everyone, this time I have a Orient watch in front of me, and this is an Orient SK Crystal 21 jewels. So Orient SK watches, SK stands for seeking. I know some people think the name stands for Super King, but I think I agree with the people who think it's seeking. So this line of watches started in the late 70s and was produced through the 80s, 90s and up to the early 2000s. Recently, in 2018 or 19, I'm not 100% sure, there was a reissue of this version of the SK watch. So the reissue of this watch shows on the dial, it looks actually very similar, but it doesn't show the 21 jewels. It has a different movement. It shows 22 jewels. So that's the easiest way to spot the difference between the reissue and the kind of original late 70s through to 2000s SK watch. So the movement in this watch is the so-called caliber 469 Orient movement, and it has a day and date. In this case it's German and English here. So now the day I can change with the push button at the 2 o'clock position. So that just switches between English and German. Now with the crown at the 3 o'clock position, I can change the day on the first position. So rotating this, I can change the day, and rotating it on the second position, I can change the time. Now you already see this watch is not hackable, so I can't stop the second hand by pulling the crown. The crown at the 4 o'clock position can rotate the inner bezel. So this can be used to time any event. This watch is also, I think it's used as a dive watch, a light dive watch. The waterproofing is 30 meter here, and for example, if you set the inner bezel aligning with the minute hand, you could time your dive, or you can use it for anything if you need to time a certain period of minutes. So the scale on the inner bezel is a minute scale. Hardly any marks on it. The only numbers that you see is the 15, 30, 45. So kind of minimalistic design. So the dial is black, has an applied Orient logo at 12 o'clock. Has these applied indices as well as printed indices around it. The condition of this watch is okay. The crystal, it's a mineral glass crystal, has a damage here at the 2 o'clock position. Otherwise, as you would expect from probably a 30-year-old watch. I'm not 100% sure about the exact manufacturing date of this one, but these are very robust built watches with a solid stainless steel case. You see these 4 pins here. It's kind of built like a tank, if you ask me. Looking at the size, it's 40 millimeters width, and the lug to lug is 46 millimeters. The thickness of the case is 13 millimeters. Looking at the back, now the SK series, I've seen different type of lids. Some with like a logo a bigger logo in the middle and writing all around. Now this one has only a small logo. Also, I'm a bit surprised about this. It says here manufactured in China. So I thought these were made in Japan, but this one is made in China, obviously. Except for the fact that this is not the original lid. But I think I've seen images online where this watch was also shown with this lid. So I'm sure I don't have any reason to think this is not original. So yeah, the case is in good condition. Yeah, fairly chunky watch. Fairly affordable on the secondhand market. Secondhand market. Orient is not as high priced as other brands like Seiko or Citizen. Nevertheless, high quality watches, automatic watches. This is, by the way, not manual winding, this is just automatic. And yeah, good quality movements. They've manufactured their own movements. Partially used Seiko parts in some movements. And yeah, since for some of you might know that in 2009 I became associated to Seiko. The Orient watch company became associated to Seiko, and in 2017 it's basically taken over or merged with Seiko. So still the brand exists today, the brand name, and they still produce beautiful watches, but it's now fully owned by Seiko. So yeah. So much about this watch today, an Orient SK Crystal. I think it's from the 80s. Yeah. Great watch. I have another few Orient presentational reviews coming up, so stay tuned, and I hope you liked today's video. Thank you.